Good day, everyone. Today I'm going to tackle about Chapter 16 Formalities of Entry in and Exit from the Philippines. Under the Philippine immigration law, non-immigrants must present valid and unexpired passports and visas before being admitted into the country. So the law recognizes seven non-immigrant visa categories. We have temporary visitor, seaman, trader, an investor, foreign government official, student, and pre-arranged employment. For those seeking employment in the Philippines, a pre-arranged employment visa must be obtained through the Philippine Consular Office with prior authorization from the Commissioner of Immigration. So applicants must prove several requirements, including the nature of the job, the lack of qualified locals for the position, contract details, and how their employment benefits public interest. So they must also submit supporting documents like qualifications, an alien employment permit, special work permits, absence of derogatory records, proof of financial support from the employer, corporate registration, tax records, and written undertakings not to engage in politics or misuse the visa. The Balikbayan program allows visa-free entry for 1 year to former Filipino citizens and their families, overseas Filipino workers, and Filipino citizens who have been abroad for at least a year, provided they hold foreigner passports, except restricted nationals. So immigration policies for Chinese nationals have is due to improve relations with China, allowing five categories of Chinese citizens, including those from mainland China, Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, and Certificate of Identify holders to obtain multiple entry visitor or business visa valid for up to 6 months with an initial stay of 59 days. So visa issuance no longer requires prior Department of Foreign Affairs approval if standard travel documents are submitted. Indian nationals may be granted temporary visitor visas if they apply from their home country or legal residence, and may also apply from a third country under certain conditions. So restrictions of South African nationals were lifted in 1993 following the UN's removal of sanctions, allowing them unrestricted entry into the Philippines. So a passport, as required for international travel, remains the priority of the issuing government and serves as an official proof of identity and nationality. There are three types of Philippine passports. We have diplomatic, issued to high-ranking government officials on diplomatic missions, official for government employees traveling abroad on official business without diplomatic status, and regular for private individuals and official traveling for personal reasons. So all aliens entering in the Philippines must carry valid passports or travel documents, ideally valid for at least 6 months. In case of loss, it must be reported to the authorities and proper affidavits must be submitted or replacement. Filipino citizens may be issued travel documents if their citizenship is endowed or they can't get a regular passport. So presentation of a Philippine passport is not conclusive proof of citizenship, especially if misinterpretation or doubts arises. So fantasy or camouflage passports from the non-existent or unrecognized entities are not valid. So a visa is a consular endorsement on a passport that allows a person to proceed to the Philippines through final admission is decided by immigration authorities. So national from certain countries like China, India, Pakistan, North Korea, and other listed must secure a visa before entering. Some, such as Hong Kong and Macau passport holders, may enter visa free for up to 7 days. So nationals from countries not on the restricted list can enter the Philippines without a visa for up to 21 days or 59 days if they meet certain conditions. A treaty trader is a foreign national entering the Philippines to engage in substantial trade between their country and the Philippines based on existing treaty. So a treaty investor, on the other hand, is someone entering the country to develop and direct a business where they or their employer of the same nationality has made a substantial capital investment. So to qualify for a treaty investor visa, the applicant must show intent to manage a real and active business, not evade immigration restrictions, and must prove good character, health, and a legal standing. So this visa is valid for 1 year and currently only available to nationals from Germany, Japan, and the United States. Under Republic Act 7227, a foreign nationals visiting the Subic Free Port Zone for business or tourism may enter without a visa for up to 14 days, provided they meet document and tickets requirements. So, however, their movement is limited to the zone unless authorized. So, under the Republic Act 7916, investor in special economic zones who invest at least US 150,000 USD dollars along with their spouse and children under 21 are granted permanent resident status. So they may enter and exit the zone freely. So PISA may also issue renewable working visas to foreign executives or experts if no Filipino can fill the rule. So foreign employees cannot exceed 5% of a company workforce unless authorized by the Department of Labor and Employment. So eco zones are designated areas or industrial, commercial, and tourism related development. Foreign nationals can enter the Clark Special Economic Zone for up to 14 days without a visa for business or tourism, as long as they have valid travel documents and confirmed onward tickets. Visits outside the main zone require prior notice and BI escort. Extensions need a visa waiver from the BI. So in the Cagayan Economic Zone, foreign investor with at least $150,000 investment are granted permanent resident status along with their spouse and unmarried children under 21. So under the Executive Order number 63, investors in tourist-related projects with the $50,000 investments are given special investor resident visas. So this allows them and their family to stay in the Philippines as long as the investment remains. So they're exempt from certain immigration requirements but must visit the country twice a year and submit annual investment reports. Foreigners entering the Philippines as non-immigrants must have a valid return or onward ticket. Certain non-immigrants, like temporary visitors, students, and workers, must also secure certificates of residence. Aliens aged 14 and above staying over 30 days must register under the Alien Registration Act, and their payments parents or guardians must register children under 14 who will stay beyond 60 days. Medical and character checks are required for all arriving aliens, those unfit by health or character by the denied entry. So non-immigrants staying over 59 days must apply for an extension with the Bureau of Immigration. So granting of stay is at the discretion of Commissioner of Immigration, not the Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Foreigners may be deported from the Philippines if they violate immigration laws. So grounds for deportation include illegal entry, criminal conviction, especially crimes involving moral turpitude or drug offenses, prostitution becoming a public charge, overstaying, and involvement in submissive activities. So the Commissioner of Immigration, upon the board's recommendation, issues the deportation order, but due to process is required, alien must be informed of the charges and given hearing. Deportation reflects the state's sovereign power to expel aliens who pose risk to public welfare. So aliens may be detained upon arrival if immigration officers suspect they belong to an excluded class. Detention is temporary and at the expenses of the transporting vessel. So before leaving the Philippines, aliens must obtain a clearance certificate from the Bureau of Immigration to confirm they have no legal or financial obligations in the country. So departure may also be restricted through a hold departure order if there's a court case, criminal charge, or threat to national security. All all departing travelers must meet certain requirements, so Filipinos must show proper documents depending on their travel purpose. So foreigners staying over 6 months and need an immigration clearance certificate and may require re-entry permit or special return certificate. Alright, that's all for the chapter 16. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.